confrontation grew quickly between the white hospital employee and young black men just getting ready for a bike ride.
The white woman here is seen attempting to steal a city bike from a young black man, claiming she was threatened and was calling for help.
The fake news is fake as ever, totally wrong, and stirring the racial pot. Don't they do that all the time? Not a word was uttered about race. I called this earlier in the week. I saw it. It was a dispute. Apparently, we have the receipts now. The lawyer says that was her bike. Absolutely. And the guy was trying to take it from her. Anyway, no one's going to jail here, but she is being canceled because she violated one of the rules of cancel culture. A white woman having an argument with a young black man. Who's going to win? No matter what the merits, no matter what happened, no matter that she is pregnant and wants to take a bike, nobody cares, because in this culture, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, right? That is the new deity. What does it stand for? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Sounds great. It's not, actually. DEI. Also, I want you to look at these letters. Yep, get it? Deus. This is the Latin root for God. This is the God we are all supposed to worship? No way. They're pushing it hard. And so many people are falling for it. Don't. This is not God. This is a perversion. And so many of us are not falling for it and didn't fall for it, including the late, great Jim Brown.
Most dominant player to ever step on any athletic field.
He's bigger and faster and stronger than everybody on the field.
Guys that are extremely strong may not be as agile. Some guys have all the speed in the world but may not have the balance. Jim had it all.
The one and only, dead at the age of 87 years old, legendary football player, and guess what? Big ally of Donald Trump, and also somebody who wasn't afraid of tackling touchy issues about race. You know, actually, he did not vote for Donald Trump, but he came to deeply respect and admire him. Take a look at this, please.
What brought you to Trump Tower? This guy?
Well, I'll tell you, the President of the United States brought me. My president. You know, that's, he won it fair and square. He's going to be our man for the next 4 years at least, probably 8. And he's amenable to listening to people who did not vote for him. I fell in love with him because he really talks about helping African-American black people, and that's why I'm here.
But not looking for a handout. He doesn't think the African-American community needs a handout. Jim Brown, a total leader in every respect. Didn't hear about him too much in recent years because he was so counter-narrative to our warped and demented national conversation.
The black community, and I'm a part of the black community, has a responsibility regardless of what the president does. And if you have a homicide rate within your black community, then it's not the president that's created that homicide rate. It's the black community itself that needs to address it. So I don't want to just put everything on him. And I'm sorry to say that the black community is not doing what we should do, and that includes myself.
Well, he was doing plenty, but those are hard truths. They're hard to speak, inconvenient. Nobody really wants to hear it, but it's true. Jim Brown. And this too, please.
Is America racist? Of course not. The emancipation, the advancement of black people in this country is based upon white people who risk their lives just to do the right thing to make the playing field equal and balanced.
So Jim Brown is dead at the age of 87. You didn't see him on too many mainstream media talk shows, did you? And he was sympathetic, kind, and respectful to President Trump. Isn't it amazing? He gets branded a racist. Donald Trump, all of his life, oh, by the way, before he needed people of color in his environment for, say, a political career, they were drawn to him and he was drawn to them. And some icons, that's Muhammad Ali, and yes, that's Rosa Parks, who would not get up off that bus It's an amazing picture, an amazing woman, and his heart in the right place. Meanwhile, Joe Biden. Who's the racist here?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
I find that so amazing. How could he say something so offensive and not be, well, if you want to cancel somebody, I mean, that's arguably cancelable, don't you think? Also, Hillary Clinton, what she did to Barack Obama, you know, all that stuff about Kenya actually started with her campaign. Absolutely. All right, so Donald Trump, of course, is running for president. They're coming after him really hard with all kinds of stuff. It's not working. Their plan is not working. More Republicans, though, sense an opportunity, all right? This is what we have so far. And it looks like Ron DeSantis will declare next week. Now, if you've been watching this show, it's pretty clear I support Donald Trump. I can't formally endorse anybody, but he's the guy for me. Anyway, these two, I have to defend Casey DeSantis right now. You know, what they did to her, Politico, a classic cheap hit job, the Casey DeSantis problem, his greatest asset and his greatest liability. So this is really sad. But in politics, if you have a problem in a campaign or in a White House, what do? You don't talk to the person, you leak it anonymously to some website. Anyway, here's what they've got. In a lobby in a hotel in Tampa, Jolly, some ex-congressman, elderly mother asked the DeSantises if she could take their picture to have as a keepsake. They obliged, and she thanked them. According to the story, and Casey, Jolly told me, turns and snaps at my mom and says, "I better not see that photo in any opposition research." Jolly was appalled. He called her in our conversation an ice queen. Both ice and queen, he said, are doing the work here. I don't believe a word of this story. None of it makes sense. And it's 7 years ago. And if you've seen this David Jolly guy on TV, he's not to be trusted. And these pieces are not to be trusted. He's the only guy who went on the record pretty much. Let's see. There's another one that, make no mistake, the reason why there is so much turnover in the campaign and has been within the DeSantis ranks throughout the years, a Republican consultant, no name, told me, is if you get on the wrong side of Casey DeSantis, you're gone. Ooh, as if that's so unusual. Get on the wrong side of the boss's wife? Yeah, that's a very bad thing in any industry. So, Casey DeSantis, this is what comes when you're in the political game, I guess. Now, having said all that, I do have a note for the DeSantises as they, well, apparently are about to declare for president. Take a look at this.
I know Ron is a great man. I know his story. I know that he's a guy that came from humble roots and a humble beginning, that he worked his way through Yale University and Harvard Law School. I know he's a man of integrity, of honor, of character, of values. He's a tremendous husband and a wonderful father.
This is a guy that served our country admirably in the United States Navy. This is a guy who worked his tail off to be able to get through Yale University and Harvard Law School. So he came from really humble beginnings. He didn't have anything.
That is very beautiful, but good for Ron. Good for Casey, good for the family. For the country, it's not really, it's neither here nor there. The military, all right, let's start with the military. Lots of people served in the military, lots and lots of people. That in and of itself, I don't know, I don't think it's make or break. And also, I keep hearing about the good schools he went to, Harvard, Yale. Lots of people graduate from these schools. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's what do you bring to the table? What can you do? And they gotta have to constantly tell you what Ron did. Whereas with Trump, we all knew it because we knew about him for decades. We saw him run for president. We know him. Anyway, we'll see what happens. And, ooh, this was not good. Did you see what happened with Disney?
Disney is canceling plans to build a billion-dollar campus in Lake Nona. It would have brought 2,000 jobs to Central Florida, spread out across nearly 2 million square feet of office space. The company is blaming changing business conditions and didn't directly mention its ongoing fight with Governor Ron DeSantis. The governor's critics, though, say he's now created a hostile work environment.
Well, you take on Disney, and Disney's totally woke and weird, and they should be criticized. But this guy, Robert Iger, somehow he wants to be president himself someday. DeSantis should have been able to handle this, and he didn't. He failed test number 1 in my book, or test number 10, or whatever it is. It reminds me of when Amazon decided not to come to New York City. Amazon had a big plan to come here, and they pulled out. Why? Because they found AOC annoying and hostile. She declared victory. She thought it was the greatest thing in the world because she's, well, very unintelligent. But right now, AOC and DeSantis, they've got something in common, all right? Their behavior led a big, major employer to go elsewhere. And that tells me something about their ability to govern and their ability overall. All right, back to Trump if we can for a moment. Number one, with him, we know what we're getting. We've been watching him for decades, right? Number one, we've seen the buildings. We know all this stuff. And also from the TV show, too, the presidency itself. He ran, he won, and he won the first time out. Never forget how crazy that drives career politicians. You don't run for president and win the first time out. That never, ever happens. Well, except for him and maybe Eisenhower.